Hello everyone and welcome back to Beacon Pines. Today we are finishing off when we started at chapter 5.
The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding it back to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Here we go. Catch up with Rollo. Let's get going. Oh, hello. Hello, Dawn. What are you doing here? He left behind a particular last will and testament. Ooh, he didn't just give his kid an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? Documents stipulate that Harris had to take on a child as a ward. A kid our age, who just showed up to the town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo. So Harris was forced to take care of him. Yep, or she'd lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Old Sharper sold some more oats. Mario treats him, poor Solomon. Good report now reveals our source, Luke. Come on, Luca. The treehouse is back here, isn't it? Treehouse is back here. And through the town. Oh. Oh, what a scumbag. Oh, what a scumbag. That is some scumbag behavior. Oh my god, I gotta roll that window.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet, and it always meant one thing.
Oh, wait a minute.
Rollo scoffed. Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd... Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting Rollo's tone changed to a calm. The words hung in the cold night. Rollo's stomach dropped, but it was too late.
Rollo, you idiot. Oh, why would you do that, Rollo?
Luca dug through his old stuff.
I'm Merla. Look at me, my amazing grandmother. No. No.
Gran cooed gently from. Luca just wanted to. He waited to hear the sound of the front door. Luca dozed off again. Luca still couldn't bring himself. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he.
Hey.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic. Luca carefully opened the cover. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, but it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental.
No.
He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft. Without realizing it, he once again felt the weight of it all, and Luca stood in a vacuum. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, taking a final loud gurgling sip. His father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a worm, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hat. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the... Make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed. Luca could see small shadows move. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help. The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even... The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted. A cloud of torpid mist escaped. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You? Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully. Its face, welp, Dad. If you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. What does all of this mean?
No.
Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouette. Luca rubbed the kind, concerned face of his Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat.
Except, aww.
Luca gave a reluctant.
Very corn dogs. Yes. Grand nose. Aww.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Hey.
Through thick and thin.
Hey. Right, let me do a couple of things first, because I've completely forgotten to do them again. Do my dash tweet. Control A, Control C, post. And then I need to start banging on the old socials. There we go. Alright. Okay. Now I need to go delete some more tweets. There we go. Cool.
Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp, but the events of the day weren't on him. He had to find Rollo.
Find Rollo. There you are.
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking. Luca looked down and kicked at the...
Aww. A space adventure, though you didn't need to buy it. If you're brave, go somewhere quiet. Mission control? Oh, look at the little festival. Oh, that's cute. I'll be mad. I'm sipping some delicious lemonade, that's all. Ain't moving.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look. Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod. For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Right. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? I don't want to do that. No. Okay. Unique New York.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Might be the library he's in then? A book. Oh, you nerd. No time for fractured friendships. You're telling me. It must be the library, right? Can't imagine where else he would be. Yeah, it's gotta be the library.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
Yay! Yay! Riddle me this. Come on, I want to see the thing. Achievements. I know. Oh, you didn't think it was all. That was all. Did you?
Kato straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Oh, go away and take the achievement. Hi, Riddle! No, library is full of book. It is full of book. On planet Farple, you may take issue with the fifth king died. You'll need a
Kato
tissue.
stared at Luca eagerly.
Fifth issue with the book. Still stands. On planet Farple, you may take issue when the fifth king dies. You'll need a tissue. So I need the 5th edition
There were
book.
rarely any actual news, simply a variety of. Luca grabbed the 5 pillars of success.
The words emphasize they're important. You may take issue when the fifth king dies. You'll need a tissue. 5th issue.
Luca grabbed the 5 pillars of success from the shelf.
No. Nope.
Luca grabbed the issue with self. Luca grabbed 500 meals for 1 big pot from the shelf.
Grab all the books. Grab them all.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5 from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf.
I'm just grabbing all the books. Why not just grab them all?
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
That's it. That's the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted.
Kato removed his book from the desk and replaced it. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Or a cipher pen. You're going to Jeff the light bulb.
Kato began flipping through the pages. He continued
Get away
flipping.
with such a grift. Only found in grub cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked.
That's it. Grift in grub cart. Griffin's grub cart. Go to Griffin's snack stand. So I'm guessing that's back where we were at the beginning, right? Oh, they're up to something no good. Where is Griffin's snack stand? Or maybe it's, it's in town. I think it's at the bottom, isn't it? If I go that way and then head down, I think it's down here. Yes. Yes, I was right. Hey Griffin, did you
Before
want to
Luca
come?
could finish his sentence, Griffin. Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of. Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling. He reached into his mouth and pulled out. He shook off the bits of corn dog
Come
to
on,
his
it's
lip.
in its mouth. Pick up when you need some pep. Near the fountain
Luca
on
finished
step.
off the remainder of the corn dog.
Yeah. Pick up when you need some pep near the fountain up the step. Oh my gosh.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town.
I didn't even know I went to do here.
Great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us,
Sharper tools like me, IRL.
Beacon Pines.
Yes, Riddle,
And
exactly.
how do one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer
Exactly,
Company
my friend.
became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose.
I can't believe I'm a bad guy.
Tragedy struck.
I don't
A
think you're a
scientific
bad guy, I
experiment
think
gone wrong. An accident which took
tragedy
Sharper away
happened.
from us far too soon.
I killed
To
him.
this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Sharper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together,
You want
we
it? He's like me, for real, for real.
a bountiful future.
Bro.
Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Riverfront Fund.
Unhelpful. That was unhelpful. What was the clue? Hold on. Whee! Pick up when you need some pep near the fountain up the step. There's a fountain. Pick up when you need some pep. The coffee shop? Yeah, you pick up a coffee, right? Yeah, the coffee shop. Yeah, coffee shop. It's way below my pay grade. Will always be one.
Waved his hands around sarcastic.
What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings. What's that? Feels cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings. Okay, hold on. What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings. What takes flight but has no wings? What takes... A penguin? I don't know, back to the library, I guess? No, okay. Definitely not back in here. What takes flight but has no wings? Takes flight but has no wings. I don't know this one. A balloon. A balloon? What balloon? I guess takes flight has no wings. A balloon. That's not very helpful. There's loads of them. Loads of buggers. Oh, there. Oh, it's there. He's right there. There's a minute delay. That's fine.
Rollo sheepishly handed Luca the balloon.
Flight. Oh. Still my turn.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as...
Oh. Yay, Friendship Day. Head to the treehouse. Yeah. Treehouse time. Mission control. To mission control. Here we go. I forgot.
Rollo handed Luca an unopened...
If you decide if you want to read it now.
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand.
Oh.
If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried everything I've done. I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
No.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket.
No. Chill, friends, chillin'.
Luca was at a loss for words. But that was fine.
She's not
Words
dead.
Aren't always necessary. Sadly, this was untrue. A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Uh-oh.
It was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly, something as old and cruel as time itself.
Uh-oh. No! No! The big chill?
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. Before they could react, it two boys, reunited by friendship, only and so, our story ends on this melancholy scene in a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending.
No!
I won't accept. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going
Can't
to
just
have
let
to
it
sort
end
through
on
them all.
freezing them to death. Okay. Right. So you know that's... We don't know what that one is. Fight. Okay, hold on. Let's see what more options we have. Break. We've done that one. Done those two. Done all them. So what ones do we have? We have flight. We have flight, and then we have break. I kind of want to do flight. I kind of want to see what happens here. Was flight.
Hugo drew
Let's
himself up.
go.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon. He looked up with surprise. Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his... That was all he was able to say, but the boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on... In fact, it was... Chapped signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
What? Find a way home. I think that is home, my friend. No. Snow's gotta go. In situations such as these, it's best to chuck stuff first.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to..."
Swam away from an Arctic hellscape. But had we thought out before? It was Cold 2. Maybe all this leads to one source.
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
No, I hope nothing bad has happened to you in
Luca
that
looked
little
at
woods.
Iggy with
I need to be
a resigned
rude.
sigh. Luca responded.
Your mum was sure a handful.
Shoving the walkie-talkie back. crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted. Luca peered
Hi,
up
Astro!
at the darkening sky.
Astrovan!
He let out a long, foggy breath.
If you played Beacon Pines before, it's going to be very spoiler heavy if you haven't already played.
Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
Oh, bro, before I continue, this is spoiler heavy. We're like chapter 6. We're like deep in it. So, what I recommend, I mean, obviously if you leave the stream up, whatever, have it in the background. But I recommend you play this game because it's so good. Beacon Pines, Xbox, it's on Game Pass. Go play it. I have been loving it. It's so good and full of twists and turns. Astrovan, go play. Honestly, I'm not even going to click a button to like tell me you're going to go play. Because this shit is deep. And I mean, holy hell. Yeah. Okay, I will. Honestly, go play it. We're only like, what? Like 2 hours into the game and holy shit. Holy fuck. So much shit has gone down. So I recommend it. Alright, I'm gonna continue, but yes. Obviously mute it because I'm gonna be it's gonna be spoiler heavy. But I recommend you get your like first reactions to this because it's goddamn it's good. Okay, cool. We're going now. Okay, there's something dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy. The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
No. No. Everything over. It's kind of calming. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. Sort of Bruce back up there. I should be the one apologising. So, because I lost my temper. That's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gun could do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, to stop with this baloney about losing your temper. I did lose my
Iggy
temper.
motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. That's what you exactly what you should have done. As being a horse's ass, but you were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Want me to fight you? Of course. Geez, you goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. I love it. Oh, would you go around saying cool things to try and get
Iggy
into fights?
shrugged.
Something to do? You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You won't understand. You and I was always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Open.
Perfect little Uncle Van Horn of his perfect little life.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve. Luca gave a warm chuckle. Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes. Iggy arched into a wide yawn. Luca's eyelids began to slip.
No.
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
Aww, Iggy.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. This is how you remember them, huh? Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fun. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you? But with tears in his eyes. Luke, Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just... Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. It sounded like you were... Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some... I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on from a deep slumber. Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower. Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warmth.
She's trying to cause a lot of commotion.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Big-headed, scoffy necks, furball. Interesting choice of words. Observer, a hitchhiker on the infinite spans of possibility. Great, how about a name? You must call me something. You can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
Can Nat buzz off?
Nat began to turn away and...
I shall leave them, must know where they are. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
turned sharply and began to...
Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then. Luca and Iggy turned around with hope.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your
Nat
eyes.
exhaled slowly, then snapped his finger. For
Open
a
them.
brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the cold and disheartening.
This is Beacon Pines. Alas, the reality is much more fanciful. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. Oh. You both grew up here. The town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. The remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. A whole town to replicate a whole town. One such feat would require immense power, but that which could be moved would be moved, which would not require a precise duplicate. Someone would have noticed. As the auditing was impeccable, a mind-numbing attention to detail, as far as innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry. Well, you couldn't leave that to the next thing called a brain. The real version to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed. But why? Why is one question and everything else with certainty? What best can do is uncover
his eyes, furrowed his
the source. Why'd you say the source like that?
Luca
Why,
began
indeed.
to laugh uncomfortably. He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth, and with a sudden pain, a thought.
This is really home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Wheatwood.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with the clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
Ooh.
Luca stopped dead in his... The tree was gone. Uprooted and moved, leaving... He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold... His numb hands hit something hard. A dry whisper escaped.
You're here. Last time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favourite spot in the world. Ah, favourite spot in the world.
There was
And
no
what do I
reply.
do?
Just snow Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Yeah, they stole his tree, Iggy.
Suddenly,
Yikes.
they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
259k, fall off distance is still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. Do you think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What have you think we left behind? That's the grave of someone for family. People who loved them will never know the truth. The truth that they
He
were
bent down
raided.
to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! You're such a downer, dude. We're doing this job to change the world. Yeah? Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. I thought I was a jerk. Alright. This stinks here, literally
Luca
dancing on our
stuttered
grave.
through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. That's a bad break. Here's some
He gave Luca a
advice.
solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, who's any is helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Look, Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes here, acting like a horse's ass, stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Current is merry little band of clipboards pulled on victory for a reason, right? That mentions when got a
Luca wiped his
source.
eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure be the same thing unfortunate what happened to their precious source, wouldn't it? Would you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. Or if it's too big
Iggy
to smash.
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his neck.
So he's up for a challenge. I'm gonna make it right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Did I
Iggy
kill
and
you?
Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks. None of my feelings. Screw that guy. Let's go. That means
Iggy darted behind a large pine and he emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull.
long story. A few years back, I came into possession with some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy crack of fire stuff they give kids, the good stuff. Why'd you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You know, doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. You guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you
Iggy
didn't.
Stifled a
Yep. I wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, those were primo fireworks. So I underestimated some things. You blew up the chicken coop? I better think of it as an incendiary decoration. Sorry, but you shouldn't see the look on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months. Which is why I need to stash evidence on laying low. So I buried them under that tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. Figured some grown-up found them and
Iggy
tossed them.
triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Beautiful. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in the way of his head. A hero is just one who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Underground.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern and heaving.
I think this is it. It's the source.
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
And,
scratched the back of his head.
I don't understand it as well. I'll have to explain it. The matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Aren't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness. Others are simply obstacles along the way. You creepy lackey. Mine just happened to be lead in the role of a lifetime. You happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up on that fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. You don't seem professional, such as myself, embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his finger.
Scene change.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Because I have a box full of fireworks and you
Iggy
don't.
waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Jokes on you. Regret is one of my specialities. Out of curiosity, what happened if I threw these into your precious hole? Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. But that's fair
He picked
enough.
a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung. Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air. With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed. With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy. Iggy tried to twist away, but Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's. His grip was made precarious. He could see Kerr further down, clinging. Mr. Kerr gasped with it.
I can still play 25.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum up. Luca's hand began to cramp. Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp. Every muscle in Luca's body burned. Luca felt his hand slipping. A calm settled over Iggy's face. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
No! No! Accept.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
No!
With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void.
No!
As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
No!
The
No!
two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Lots of fireworks. Hell of a good boy, Iggy. Quickly. Curious. As far as it must have just been the right amount of energy. Should get out here before perennial harvest arrives. I'd like to save this town for a little while anyway. Tempus legutamine is a particular substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires an unfathomable amount of energy. In a closed system, that energy only comes from its surroundings. The use of side products is product being burning precisely the correct amount of energy to it one great cryogenic cascade. So the ground makes things cold, and the fireworks makes the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would happen in that case.
I have some idea what that would look like.
It'd take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. And have been, in my way. Each one of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to serve and wait. Wait for what? You. Why? What's my role?
Flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait.
What?
That's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more to...
We've done all of them. I want to see this one first. Clouds began to break.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops. Luca stopped himself mid-sentence.
Okay, in comes the treehouse. I'll tell you both what happened.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
I'm mysterious and creepy about this place. It's mostly boring and empty.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
You will reveal your secrets to me. Oh! Told you so. Second. Hide!
Voice wasn't excited.
One thing I've learned is that change is painful. Why are you doing all this?
The figure retracted their mask.
Gran!
Ran down Luca, his vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself. Gran tousled her hair back under the face.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing
Rand gave
suspicion.
Eris a curt nod.
Gran?
Chapter 5. What big ears you have. Lucas sat shivering after checking to make sure the coast was clear.
What's wrong? Oh, you've seen a ghost. That was my gran. That was your gran. Okay, well, I'm sure there's perfectly reason, some explanation for this all. Lead the way. Let's go. Treehouse time.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish. Mr. Nuncreed,
You're
arms
being
crossed
cute.
over his paunch. He snatched the pad and scribbled his... The clipboards looked at each other for a moment, then broke into laughter as they walked.
Upgraded to smart lady Luca. Speaking of which, better run home now. Too dark to be out wandering on your own.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner. The mayor gave a half-hearted. Kerr locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
William Kerr, why are you doing this?
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the right.
I just never thought about it. Lots of energy. Maybe with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. A big deal fertilizer. It's a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine grew and grew. Beacon pies pretty much grew around it. Everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used this fertilizer. Things were good. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died, and something changed. It could have been a bad batch, maybe it was in the water or the air or the soil, nobody knows. But all the crops died, and everyone blamed the Valentines. Yeah, and fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. And next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant the crop, do everything right, it's sort of crap. Shoot, what happens? Nope. Yet for some reason their farm was hit harder than the others.
Rollo waggled his head with pride.
I've seen worse. Thanks. Let's go. Because I like Disney. Always. Lavish. There you go. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, for goodness sake, boy. Tried. There we go, hit it eventually. There's another one! Oh, blimey. Moving target. Why don't you have a shot there? Nope. There we go. Why'd you guys get all this junk in the first place? The guy who Jeffy trades his junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, Luca, you promised to film me in about Valentine Warehouse.
Luca sucked in a long...
So like I said, there was someone there. I know, but this is a little bit active. Like maybe they're squatters? I don't think so. It seemed more organised. A man pulled me in. I saw some equipment running. Yeah, but I got away.
Rollo let out a low whistle.
Wow.
Rollo and Luca shot back a look.
That's all. For the last time there are no aliens. Second, it could have been my gran at the warehouse. The right person masked to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. She's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Boring person in the universe. Or should I sit around and make damn spots of hide? No, she came for a few months back to take care of me after his mum went missing. Not really, no. I'm sure your gran isn't on the up and up.
Luca gazed out the window.
Sounds like strange stuff happened since she showed up. If you go in and notice by now, it's kind of the whole point of hiding something. We're off for a good snoop. Count me in. Snooping time. We're going some snooping.
Chapter 6. Secret lair.
Yeah,
Summer
secret
forged
tunnel.
ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed.
Alright, we're getting there. Hold on. A ridiculous thing with your head. Lovely think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke what you want. I think I'm gonna crack this case wide open.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room. Rollo flung open. He coughed.
I think that does it, is not what we're looking for. She's gonna survive everyday role. How are you? Yeah. I have no idea where the key is.
A look of realization crept onto Luca. All three kids snapped to glance at each other.
The kitchen.
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up.
My dear sanctifier. Every squad needs a good lockpick. Every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining, hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hut. With the glass doors opened, a perfect port. Their eyes searched for it, but the only distinct feature. As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, the entire hutch began to.
Secret tunnel. Evil masterminds and superheroes. Which one do you think she is? We're around to find out. Okay, some more of the unhinged conspiracist vibe. Look at the big wall.
A spider web of string connected interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Probably not good.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn, a finger through the filing cabinet. For a long moment, he just. Luca nodded and caressed the label. Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leaving. He whistled to himself, barely.
We're in the presence of a preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers.
He
By all
stopped
means,
at a
proceed.
page and mimed. Rollo looked surprise. Rollo's finger traced across the page. Rollo scanned through several more pages. Luca, staring blankly at the cat. Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose. Luca frantically shoved the remaining cap. Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Incendiary. Ooh.
Rollo casually spun open. He smacked his lips. Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a... Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca.
Use the disguise here is provided to scout the location. Time when this should be possible. Operation Spark Plug is a go. More bombshell than a bomb, am I right? But I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down...
Every treasure map is an old map.
Rollo carefully traced the path with his finger. He jabbed down at the end.
Oh no, that doesn't look like treasure to me. That's the empath, that's the same symbol as explosive over there. A real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? Sounds like a gob kind of situation. What was
Luca
that?
looked up from the...
Oh, I heard it too.
Beck flicked off the light. Overhead, creaking... The kids looked up. And suddenly, without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. A muffled male voice broke. A final few footsteps reached the end. The three kids shuffled to the corner as he began to descend the stair. Thump. 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 At the bottom step, the... Rollo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense... It was too... Rollo was already inching. He screeched as he... With all his weight, Rollo... From the dark corner. Luca scrambled, pressing his fingers to the... As Beck flicked back on the light.
Mr. Tolliver?
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram
I am Tolliver.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope. His feet... The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their... One thing was certain. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation...
Good cop. Good cop, hard
run
cop.
The classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely... I've got this.
Read about it 100 times.
Rollo swaggered past the chair without even looking at his captive. Mr. Tolliver remained Rollo spun around to... He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver. Beck and Luca gave each other and Rollo slammed his fist. He grabbed the table lamp and beat. Mr. Tolliver groaned. He recoiled with a mother. The chair wobbled as he attempted to... Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both concede. The doubtful expression on Beck and Luke. Rollo hitting his stride, he slammed the table again. Mr. Tolliver's voice became death. He was nearly... Mr. Tolliver was in a daze. He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy. His voice faded to a whisper. With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out.
Oh, you went a bit too hard on
swung
him.
around with...
Damn it, Rollo. Looks like you went a bit too hard on him. While the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we're not pushing Tolliver any further. I don't want my Valentines. Anything they do, they're just a bit of fluff to glorify themselves. A library. If there's any information about the source thing, Caddo can help find us. Let's get some answers. Go on, Caddo. Adorable to be a librarian. Adorable. Cute. Actually, we're going to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? I think we sort of don't know. What you got in the history of the town? That's country record archives. Birth dates, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring, really. They do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there. Yay!
8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for... Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus was explosives, messages hidden in jam. Gran was the only family he had left. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square. As the sun began to set, the kid...
Rollo could have lived a full, wonderful life until you read some sporting chronic brain news stuff
Rollo
here.
shut his book within his... Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're not very good. Really, especially you've got when I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history.
Bex
Just
laid
like
her finger down on the open page before...
J. Hartford here.
Something tickled the back of...
Wait, what was that name back? The Orbit? J. Hartford on Brooklyn Tribune 8 years ago. J. Hartford, that's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Mrs. Hartford, survived by her young daughter E. Hartford. My mum's name's Eleanor. Your gran is 6 feet under and 3 towns over. And who am I living with?
Hung in the air.
It's not Gran?
Beck rubbed her eye. Luca's heart was pounding as he approached. If he was lucky, Gran or whoever it was. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up, and dealing with him would be the first. Luca shook out his arms to calm his... perfectly still. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver.
She has.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to... Or maybe Gran knew everything. Lucas hungry, not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without... Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars. He flipped the lid to read the label.
Okay. No, oh. No, stop going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
As Luca climbed the final stair, with each consecutive step, his stride began to... He tried to grab for the railing. Something was wrong. Luca groaned. His limbs might as well have... Through numb lips, he mumbled.
What's in that jam? Did you get yourself into? That's now let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down. He moaned into his pillow. Or rather, why was... Shaking the questions from his wound.
Grandpa something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for the spirit. Nice one. No one intended for Mr. Nancreed. Put me to sleep. Sly!
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
This thing? Yes. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Yes, before we get started, I just want to take a moment to recognize someone we couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be here today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought I'd begin a round of applause benefiting such a great man. That's even more than the old cushion
He
deserved.
cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right,
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a pre... He gave Gus a hearty slap on the... Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out.
Oh dear. Oh my gosh.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd. He wiped away a He thumped the podium. Mr. Kerr nodded confident. The crowd was silent. Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact. His voice began to build.
Here we go.
The crowd
What's
began
that?
to look around, nervous. Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his. He raised his hands up to the heavens.
No, not the big freeze. God damn it,
At
again.
that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold for a man like William Kerr on a stage with an entire town. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book. No, I don't mean. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try, please.
Okay. Hard slide, chill. We've got that one, got that one, got that one, got that one. Refuse. Let's refuse.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes. We need. It wasn't long before they were once. Mr. Kerr sighed with relief. Mirror, a clipboard dutifully produced in ornate. Ah, that's better. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. A swarm of hands over the end. I think this was one of those.
Doing the right thing was the wrong thing. Okay. Got that covered. So, what's next? Here we go, back to interrogation. Good cop. Let's do chill, because we didn't do chill the first time.
Classic good cop, chill cop interrogation. Luca walked calmly to the lights. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering. He looked over to find Luca, who returned.
Drop down.
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding. Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical.
Why are you in my grand's basement? Up of what? What's my gran up to?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
No. And you, since your gran moved to town, have I been nothing but a welcoming? Yeah. So how'd I turn my back on your family now? It's just, there's something pretty weird. I'm bored of names of people from town. I'll cut my dad's up with stabbing patient
Luca
notes.
gestured to the corner.
Barrel of explosives.
Luca looked again to Rollo and this time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed. He edged imperceptibly. Before the kids had even noticed his movement, he punctuated his final words by flicking the.
He escaped.
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the light. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all. Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came.
Wasn't lying, you know. It's for your own good. You could just keep tight down there. Let the adults handle this.
Bewildered at each other.
Beck or her. Not for now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of the kids looked. This isn't how it goes. For some reason, they'd always. Luca opened his mouth. Only a hollow croak. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked
They're locked in a
back to
basement.
the drawing board.
Right. I think that's the only one we have left, right? Yeah, apart from that other one, which is shame, but I think we're supposed to unlock that one soon. Let's go Sly.
Classic. Good cop. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she
What's going on here? Please call me back. Sorry about
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted.
You see, I'm down here for the same reason you
Beck
are.
caught herself before letting the surprise me. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to... This was gonna be easy.
Yeah, Juniper's precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. Guess you thought you needed some backup. By the way, to avoid prying eyes, who would suspect a child?
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
But you understand, we never know who can
Mr.
trust in
Tolliver
this town.
rubbed the growing knot. Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to... Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue. Mr. Tolliver let out an amused Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like...
The other day I had the radio on scan while we were stuck in the candy shelf. When you know it, I accept an old phase in a Penrith transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. Originally we just missed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? Password and nowhere to put it. I'm gonna mean something, right? I've got it under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated. She grinned and gave him with a shrug. He continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Sure did. The whole time he's standing for the candy shelf. But he never sells us. All he sells is apples.
Blinked slowly.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but one thing's back to normal. I'm going to go over and done about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an
She
idea.
turned to the table and began tearing small scraps.
I'm going to try and think
Beck
of what it
marked
seems.
each scrap of paper.
I need to find the hidden meaning. Buried, covered, it could be a cover-up. One of these letters is if one of these is the number thingy, then U would be 21, 14, D would be... Ooh, it's an anagram. Non-creed
Luca and
drugstore.
Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
None of that was incredible. It's either that or Crane's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. No. No, the other one. Creed's new drugstore. Hello? Who are you? Nope.
The road leading to Beacon Pines was long, a sort of natural barrier for the impatient.
Let's go. A few more details down for the festival.
Gus looked around nervously.
And more strings installing this mess, you can make friends. The job's to help me figure out what current parental harvest true intentions are with this town. Me a responsibility. So my father's town was. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Well, there's nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered us help. We accepted that help. It's a temporary arrangement.
Eris's cry hung in the air.
Dawn! I think it's Dawn.
Solomon stood proudly at the
Solomon.
entrance to holding a brown bag over. Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice.
My first choice. But whatever French about. Okay, what are they looking at? Telephone booth.
Beck cupped her hand.
It's not a normal phone box. It's got like a blinky keypad. Cren's new drugstore. I mean, underground secrets.
Beck flung open the door and they all. Luca cracked his knuckles and. The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell without even the space to panic. Suddenly, the chaotic descent. It was unclear where they ended up.
Underground.
The air was stagnant.
There's a secret hub full of strange tubes under a phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. Definitely thought it. Look, do you remember when I said how cool it would be to have a trans-dimensional contact from Hankatomic issue 12 for real? Well, at one point or another, you said it about every time I ever discussed an Hankatomic. Well, at least we found that hazmat suit. Mining's Operation Alpha. Perennial Harvest main office. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yep. It's a lot of buttons.
Rollo's hands hovered over the.
Right, where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Shit. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. Mr. Underground Secrets. Told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who, that's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. No, none Creed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
Who? Walt. You know, your father and I were friends back
He
before.
gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee. Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We're a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. No. We were partners. He helped the patients, I helped him. Yeah,
Luke
total
let out
psychic.
a growl of.
I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He said he's found something he didn't quite understand. He was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. The thing is, I could never get him to understand was it's not easy to help us if you help yourself now and then. That's exciting into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. Well, when he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes to one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to the sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to lay what he needs doing.
Took a menacing step to.
And he tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Began to laugh.
What? Our Gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Sometimes she's planned to crash the whole town's party.
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's say this isn't the only underground layer we're busting into today. Honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps exposed with bad intentions.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders.
What she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is that she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had him out with a mark in the fountain in Town Square. The fountain? But why would...
realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You need to all run. Run where? Away. As far from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. I did not go how I expected. I'm totally following them, right? Totally. See you on the other side. Enough this down.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with fright. She heard the tinny, distant once she stopped fighting. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes, a burst of wintry air snuffed.
I think I might have piled with some fluids in there. Hello? Stick me here. Oh, well, here we go. I'm very right, lost me there. You get used to it, you should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward. He held his arms out gingerly. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Gran stood confidently at the nearby. A wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kid. Rollo and Beck held steadfast. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran. Mr. tensed with his voice hardened. They
That's
both
not
now
true.
yelled, not making their peace with long held. The wind howled with They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on an
No.
amid a blur of emotions, and the wind calmed, as if and in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed. It was the only thing that could calm, the only thing that, however, that melody pervaded every memory. Luke shivering in the raw snow.
Almost sweet tune.
Gran lowered the torch. Listen as recognition slowly set in. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the... A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear. Through a flood of tears, Luca lifted his head at the last time he heard that melody. Luca blinked through blurry. He could just make out the impression of He peered across the snowscape at the... Something about her was undeniably smaller, older.
No. No!
Luca sprinted. They held each other close, and the Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Never left you. Although I was right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? You told me about Luca, but I did to keep you safe. I thought gathering answered would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Till plenty of harvest stopped, it was bare if anything I thought was gone. The bad people, Luca. No one stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
It can't be stopped. It's just too big.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
Seeing that as a better way to stop parental harvest. The cold hard truth.
Concrete with pity. Joseph stared into the snow as if searching it.
You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9.
Right, that is where we're going to end it today, I'm afraid. I will see you next time. I don't know if there's anyone I could read, actually. I don't know if there's anyone live. Let me have a look. Doopa-doopa-doo. Is there anyone still live? Okay, we're gonna go raidless today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.